upbeat, friendly intro music fades slightly to the background. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Do you ever get to the end of the month, look at your bank account, and wonder, where did all my money go? Trust me, I've been there. It feels like you're working hard, but you're just treading water financially. For years, I struggled with that exact feeling. I tried complicated spreadsheets, apps that tracked every single penny, and honestly, it was exhausting. I'd stick with it for a week, maybe two, and then fall right back into my old habits. It felt like budgeting was this impossible puzzle I just couldn't solve. But then, I discovered a method that completely changed the game for me. It's simple, it's flexible, and it's called the 50-30-20 rule. And today, I'm going to break down exactly how it works, how I personally use it, and how you can start using it to take control of your finances without pulling your hair out. This isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. It's about finally telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So, if you're ready to stop stressing and start building a better financial future, stick around. All right, let's dive right in. What is this magical 50-30-20 rule? The concept is beautifully simple. You take your after-tax income, that's the actual amount that hits your bank account after taxes and other deductions, and you divide it into three categories: 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for your savings and debt repayment. That's it. No crazy spreadsheets, no tracking 100 different categories, just three simple buckets. Let's start with the biggest chunk, the 50% for your needs. These are the absolute must-haves, the non-negotiables you need to live. Think of it this way. If you lost your job tomorrow, what bills would you absolutely have to pay? This category includes things like your rent or mortgage payment, essential utilities like electricity and water, groceries, and I mean essential groceries, not the fancy gourmet cheese aisle. Your car payment, if you need it to get to work, insurance premiums, and minimum debt payments, these are the foundational expenses of your life. For me, this was a huge eye-opener. I sat down and listed everything out. My rent is the biggest chunk, followed by my electricity bill, my internet bill, which I count as a need because I work from home, and my basic grocery budget. To figure this out, I looked at my bank statements for the last 3 months to get a realistic average. So, let's say your take-home pay is $4,000 a month. According to this rule, you should aim to spend no more than $2,000 on all these essential needs combined. If you find you're spending more than 50% here, it might be a sign that your housing is too expensive for your income, or maybe it's time to shop around for better insurance rates. This first step isn't about making you feel bad. It's about giving you a clear, honest picture of your financial foundation. It's your reality check. Now for the fun part, the 30% for your wants. This is where your personality gets to shine through in your budget. Wants are all the things that make life enjoyable and interesting, but that you could technically live without. This category includes things like dining out at restaurants, your morning latte, subscription services like Netflix or Spotify, shopping for new clothes, hobbies, concert tickets, and vacations. It's your fun money. When I first did this, I was shocked at how much I was spending on wants without even realizing it. Those daily coffees and impulse online purchases were adding up fast. The 30% rule gives you permission to spend on these things guilt-free as long as you stay within your limit. So using our example of a $4,000 monthly income, you'd have $100 and $200 to spend on wants. That's a significant amount of money for fun. Here's how I manage it. I know I love trying new restaurants and going to the movies with friends, so I allocate a specific part of my 30% bucket for socializing. I also have a little bit set aside for spontaneous shopping. The key here is conscious spending. Before I buy something, I ask myself, is this a need or a want? If it's a want, I check my 30% budget. If there's room, I go for it without any guilt. If not, I know I need to wait until next month. This has helped me curb so many impulse buys and really prioritize what brings me joy. It's not about saying no to everything, it's about saying a strategic yes to the things that matter most to you. Okay, let's talk about the most powerful category of all, the 20% for savings and debt repayment. This is your future you fund. This is the money that's going to build your wealth, get you out of debt, and create true financial security. This 20% is non-negotiable. You pay yourself first before you pay for your wants. On a $4,000 income, that's $800 a month dedicated to improving your financial health. This category can be split a few ways depending on your personal situation. It includes building up an emergency fund. Experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved up. It also includes saving for retirement in a 401k or an IRA. And very importantly, it includes paying off high-interest debt like credit cards or personal loans. Notice I said minimum payments go into the needs category. Any extra payments you make to pay down debt faster come out of this 20% slice. When I started, my first priority was building my emergency fund. I set up an automatic transfer from my checking account to a high-yield savings account for the day after I got paid. Out of sight, out of mind. Once I hit my emergency fund goal, I shifted that 20% focus. I started aggressively paying down my student loans, putting way more than the minimum payment towards them each month. The feeling of watching that debt shrink faster than I ever thought possible was incredibly motivating. Now, a large portion of my 20% goes directly into my retirement investments. This is the part of the budget that works for you. It's your money making more money, and it's the key to long-term freedom. So let's put it all together with a real-life example. Let's say Sarah's take-home pay is $3,500 a month. Her 50-30-20 breakdown would be $1,750 for needs, $150 for wants, and $700 for savings and debt. Her needs might look like this: $200 for rent, $100 for utilities, $300 for groceries, and $150 for her car insurance and gas. For her wants, she has $1,050 to play with. This month, she might spend $200 on dining out, $100 on a shopping trip, $50 on her gym membership and various subscriptions, and maybe she puts the remaining $700 towards a vacation fund she's been building. She's enjoying her life while staying within her means. Finally, for her savings, she has $700. She might be putting $400 into her emergency fund, because it's not full yet, and the other $300 is going towards paying off her credit card debt faster. She's actively improving her financial situation every single month. The beauty of this system is its flexibility. Maybe one month you have a big car repair. That's a need. You might have to pull back on your wants for that month to cover it. Or maybe you get a raise. You can then recalculate your 50-30-20 amounts and decide what to do with the extra income. Do you upgrade your apartment? Do you supercharge your savings? The choice is yours, but you're making it from a place of awareness and control. I know starting a budget can feel overwhelming, but the 50-30-20 rule makes it so approachable. My advice is to just start. Sit down this week, calculate your after-tax income, and track your spending for 1 month. Just observe. Don't judge. See where your money is currently going, and then see how it compares to the 50-30-20 ideal. From there, you can make small, gradual changes. Maybe you cancel one subscription you don't use, or decide to pack your lunch 2 days a week. Every little bit helps move you closer to your financial goals. This rule gave me clarity and control, and I truly believe it can do the same for you. And that's it. That is how I use the 50-30-20 rule to manage my money, reduce my stress, and build a life I love. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found this breakdown helpful. If you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And let me know in the comments below, have you ever tried the 50-30-20 rule? Or do you have another budgeting method that you swear by? I'd love to hear all about it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos about living a smarter, happier, and more financially free life. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.